Hello, YouTube. It's yourself. It's the wonderful Dylan coming to you from all the way from Edinburgh, back now. No cute cats. I wanted to discuss a few fairly difficult things that have been going on with myself. Just putting it out there because I kind of I tend to use these videos as a bit of therapy and also just a bit of education. So yeah. Today, well, actually, the last few days, I want to talk to you actually about medication. I am on, let me have a look. I'll show you it actually because, I'm feeling generous like that. I don't know where the other one's gone, but I'm on another medication as well. But I'm on venlafaxine. I am also on propranolol, lots of propranolol, and Lyrica, which is go and walk about. Basically, the venlafaxine is an antidepressant. The propranolol is for I get migraines, but also it helps with like blood pressure and anxiety as well. So it's kind of like one of those catch-all awesome drugs. And Lyrica, or pregabalin, as I think its chemical, like its generic name is, was made to deal with like epilepsy and pain. Like people with rheumatoid arthritis sometimes take it, and also anxiety. Now, you may wonder why I'm talking to you about this, but I went to visit my parents. Well, not visit my parents actually at all. Sorry, mum and dad. To to cat sit at my parents, and I, because I'd been traveling like before, I'd been to Northern Ireland. I was repacking my bag and stupidly forgot to take all of my medication. And I kind of feel it's important to actually discuss with you things like the withdrawals of that sort of thing, but also just kind of tell you about where I'm at, because I want to sort of tell you that it's if you're on medication for a reason, it doesn't have to be mental health, but I want to tell you why it's important to stay on medication, because I know that some of you out there, and I've been guilty of it myself, choose to kind of hop on and hop off of meds and or sometimes forget we're human, we're not perfect. But they're certainly, for me, with the withdrawals from those drugs and the ramifications that I've been going through the last couple of days have been awful. Like manic episodes. I can't sit still at the moment, and it's you can see like I'm exhausted. I haven't really been sleeping properly, and when I do sleep, I have these kind of crazy, messy dreams about death and all sorts of things, and usually about being in some kind of combat or something like that, or fighting with someone I love, and that's born out of like the sort of medical, like the withdrawals, but also because of my own sort of underlying mental health issues. Because I mean, the medication's great, but it's like a sort of kind of bandage. It sort of kind of hides what, well, not hides, that's not true. It, how to put it, it sort of takes away the chemical reactions I have to things. And so when I don't have it, like I've been crying all the time, I get overexcited, I sweat a lot because like I'm so up with it, sorry, excuse my hand doing rude actions, that it, I've been in a really horrific place recently, and that was my own fault. I put my hands up, I take responsibility. I've now got the medication in again, and I am much better, despite being exhausted, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be even better, and the day after that, and the day after that. But Right, okay, first, my next point is that I am not the sort of person to tell you that you need to be taking medication if you have any issues. Medication is a choice. For me, it keeps me alive, and I am a massive advocate for it, but also I completely understand why people might not want to or not feel able to. Great. Like if you have your own other ways of dealing with things, that's fantastic. Keep doing it. You're winning. You're here. Like, you've survived 100%. Ding. A star. Um, and it's not like when I come off of the medication that I have like normal, sort of my normal mental health episodes. It's like everything is in extreme. Um, I've been super paranoid. I've been teary. I've been buzzing. Like today, my lovely Annie that you've seen in some of my videos popped over just to have a chat, and I couldn't stop talking at her. We were watching a film, and I couldn't tell you what the film was about because, and that's not like me. Those of you that know me tend to know that I adore films, and I sit and kind of fixate on them, and yeah. It's hard with Annie because Annie likes to talk with films. Don't you, Annie? You like to have a little chat through them, but that's okay. I'm used to it now. Um, but I couldn't focus on the characters. I couldn't see things properly. There was sound that was irritating me. I've been angry, really angry. Um, so I think what I'm trying to say is if you've been given a prescribed medication, please stick with it. Even if you're only at the start. In fact, especially if you're at the start of taking medication, because medication takes a while to kind of show itself properly and show its properties. And especially if it's like an antidepressant or something like that, it you need to stick with it for weeks, months on, and just to see if it helps you function. And again, please do not take this to be me saying you need to take medication, because that it may sound like that because I'm very tired, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just be careful with them when you do take them, and take them as prescribed. Don't mess with them, because it'll mess with you. And the only person that's getting messed with in that situation is you. Like it's not. Yeah. I used to think that they were taking away my ability to create, and they kind of are. In the sense of like they're taking away a lot of my emotional responses to things, but for me, that's what I need. Like today, I was called like a homophobic slur on the street of my hometown, and I literally, because I was heading to the train station, and I was gonna go get some coffee and relax somewhere, but because of that, I ended up going to the train station, sitting there for an hour, and doing breathing exercises just to try and not do anything ridiculous, like well, okay, trigger warning, this is gonna get dark. Like jump on the tracks that were in front of me. Like I couldn't, I was finding it so hard not to weep. And that's not me. Normally, if people are verbally abusive to me, normally I just kind of shrug it off, or kind of deal with it appropriately, appropriately for me, depending on how the situation sort of arises. But this time, I didn't have my normal coping mechanisms. I didn't have anything, and I I took it so hard. Like it was a verbal thing in passing. You know, okay, it's not good. It's a horrible thing to deal with, and nobody should have to. But on the scale of things, you know, this person didn't attack me, didn't hurt me, apart from, you know, inside, but didn't, you know, physically hurt me. And yeah, well, it's still kind of playing with me. But I think also because I'd been dealing with like almost like a sort of PTSD response memory thing at the time that it happened, of being chased by a man with a golf club. Some of you know about this already because I've talked about it. When I was much younger, for being gay, and I used to walk down the street and be called dyke and all sorts of things, and the particular area which I was walking through was kind of where it all happened, and I stupidly didn't think that I would have like a sort of PTSD type response to it, where because I avoid that area, and where I sort of, it's almost like flashbacks come to me. I was getting emotional and stressed and thinking this is going to happen again, and then it was like, no, don't worry, like times have moved, this was years ago, and then this kid just came out of nowhere and did that, and I sort of kind of, I wasn't like a balloon that deflated because I wasn't feeling great, but I crumpled. I didn't respond to him. I just put my head down and continued. Not sure if that's the correct way to do things because I have issues with expressing emotion. And maybe I should have stopped him, said something back. I don't know. And then all these memories came back of close people being homophobic or transphobic at some point in my life, pre-transition, whatever, like, and it threw me. And then this is a small thing, but it's really bugged me because so I came back to Edinburgh, and the European Parliament elections were on, and I was like, yes, I get to vote. This will cheer me up. And it did, for the main part. But one thing is sticking with me. I walk into the place. Now, I'm just wearing, like, basically this t-shirt. Sorry. Showing you my crotch. I'm wearing boxer shorts, don't worry. But, like, I'm wearing that t-shirt and a pair of grey shorts. I don't know sort of what about that kind of gives away a queerness, but apparently it does. Maybe it's the rainbow wheel, something like that. But I go into the polling station, and there's a little lady kind of sat there, and as happens, and I said, oh, my name's Dylan, and this is where I live. And she pulled the ruler up to my name, sat it on it, looked directly at it, and said, no, you're not on this list. And I said, I am, right there. It's Dylan Falconer. Nope, no Dylan Falconer at that address. And then because I don't know sort of how other places run things, but like they have two people that sit there, one that does like the name thing, and one that gives you the ballot paper just to make it a bit smoother. And he looked over, sort of kind of did like this kind of expression, like, well, it's right there, you're looking at it, and sort of said, no, it's there. And she went, oh, sorry. And whilst there's nothing outwardly like bigoted about that interaction, because I think largely because of my previous issues that day, that's the only reason why I didn't think why she would try and block me, because there was like I mean, yes, I'm aware that I'm experiencing paranoia, but this guy was sat next to her and kind of looking at me and going, "What the hell?" So I wasn't the only one that was kind of being a bit kind of, uh, and it felt some kind of LGBT phobic or something, some kind of phobic. Um, but I dusted it off because I just kind of went, maybe she's having a bit of a, maybe she's tired. It's a long day. Go and do my voting. Sorry, I'm fidgeting a lot, by the way, because I'm having issues. And then, so yeah, I'm putting my ballot in the box, and I said, this is great. It's full, and that must be wonderful. And she just looked at me, picked the box up, took it away, and didn't say a word. Not even like, yeah, great. Nothing. It was a very odd experience. Today's been very weird. Like, not just because I'm not on my medication, but like it's just been, odd things have happened. Little odd things, but odd things have happened, and it's all kind of thrown me a little bit. But yeah, that's the main message. Take your meds. Also, sorry YouTube, gonna swear. Don't be a dick. Like, I just don't understand people, like, if they have different belief systems and if they have different kind of whatever, you still have to look at a person and go, you're flesh, you're human, you have feelings, there are things, there's more to you than just a sexuality or a gender or a colour. You are bright, you are, I don't know, you like movies, your favourite chocolate is fruit and nut, like, there are layers to people. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I will never understand bigoted people, like, ever, because I just don't understand sort of attacking people for something that they don't have any control over. Or have little control. I mean, I have control in that I started transitioning, and I'm picking the route of my transition. But ultimately, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be here. It's as plain as that. Anyway, I'm gonna start ending my YouTube. This is long, sorry. I'm gonna start ending my YouTube videos with an outro, and it's quite a common one, but it's one that I've actually started getting kind of relatively obsessed with lately. Yeah, I have OCD. Deal. It's a thing. And this is gonna, I think, hopefully help with that. But so, like, my outro, I just literally want to say bye and stay hydrated. Because hydration is important, and for some reason I've fixated on it. So I currently have like 3 water bottles sat in front of me, all full, all waiting for me to drink them. Well, actually, no, one's half full because I've been drinking for that. But like, yeah. So stay hydrated. Look after yourself.